Welcome to another one of our videos. Today should be a pretty quick one. I'm going to show you how to install a new PCV valve on your Ford 6.2 liter engine. In my case, I'm going to be doing this on my 2014 Raptor. Same process will apply for all the 6.2s, but your access is going to vary a little bit since on the Super Duties that have the same engine, the PCV valve is buried a little bit further back, kind of tucked into the cab area. But we'll show you how to do this on the F-150/Raptor. In this particular case, I have a genuine Ford Motorcraft part number EV281 if you're looking up the Motorcraft number, and 7L3Z6A666-A if you're looking up the Ford part number. And it's just this little brown PCV valve right here. Should be a super easy installation for this. So we're going to go ahead, head over to the truck, show you what we're working with, and then get this valve replaced. Alright, so here in the truck, we're looking at the passenger side valve cover. You can see where your oil fill cap is for reference. And right back here, it's the PCV valve that we're going to replace. So it's a pretty simple process. I'll set up the camera and show you how to do this as best I can. But basically there's a little lever. You can kind of see the gray on the top of that connector right there. There's going to be a little lever on the bottom side that we're going to flip kind of in a rotational manner. And that connector should just pull right off the PCV valve. And at that point we're going to use a crescent wrench or something along those lines to unscrew the PCV valve from the valve cover. Again, super simple process and should just take a second. But I'll go ahead and set up the camera as best I can and get up in here so I can show you exactly how that process works. All right, so we're in here now and have everything set up, I believe. So, like I was mentioning, there's a lever right here. It's right on the bottom of the connector. I can't get a good shot of it with the camera, but you're gonna push it towards the back of the truck, and we should be able to just, like that, pull the hose straight off the PCV valve. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck it out of the way. These get a little brittle with time, so you don't want to be too aggressive with it. It does just attach back there on the intake manifold, but unless you want to replace it, you probably don't want to be too aggressive with it. And then all we have to do is take a small crescent wrench, get down in here on the valve, and turn it lefty-loosey just a little bit. And we should just need to break it loose with that crescent wrench and be able to take it by hand the rest of the way. And it's just a quarter turn, and it should just pull straight out. A little easier said than done, but there we go. So we got that old valve out. Now this one feels loose. This one is not totally caked up with oil yet, but I am going to go ahead and replace this preventatively just to make sure that we have proper operation for as long as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one dumped off on the workbench and come back with the new one and show you what the reinstallation process looks like. All right, so I have the new PCV valve right here ready to go. What I like to do is on the O-ring and a little bit on the threads, put a tiny bit of Krytox grease on there. I like to do that just to make sure that it'll slide in and seal properly and not pinch the O-ring or the threads not grip too much or anything like that whenever I'm reinstalling. So that's just something I like to do, optional step for sure. And then from here, what we're gonna do is basically just get this thing aligned, start turning it in by hand. Actually have it most of the way turned in right there. And then come back in here with our wrench, right on the little square drive, and tighten the rest of the way. Might take a couple turns just because of how that square drive is oriented in relation to the threads, but it will just stop. You won't be able to turn it anymore unless you really give it a ton of force. Definitely don't want to do that. Don't want to strip out the plastic valve cover or snap the valve or anything like that. But that valve is now reinstalled. Super easy. And all we need to do to complete the installation is take that connector and slip it over the valve and push down until it clicks. So right there with it clicked into place, the latch on the bottom is latched and everything's set like so. So that PCV valve is replaced. Like I said, super simple job. I typically will do this on most of my vehicles, whether or not it's the same engine or whether it's a Toyota or whatever, somewhere in the neighborhood of every 50 to 80,000 miles or so, just to make sure that the valve is not stuck, operating correctly, and is functioning fully. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any questions, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.